Congrats to Tremont and Nas. I thought that was well deserved, well earned on both of their parts. They both had huge. They're both huge reasons we were able to win 2 big games last week. So moving on to Kentucky, this is obviously a different animal than we've been playing, and so their size, their length, their athleticism, how big they are down low, the way they defensive rebound the ball, really playing Hagens at point guard has helped them tremendously since they've made that change. He's just an absolute pest defensively. Does a great job blowing up your offense, blowing up handoffs, blowing up ball screens. Does a phenomenal job with that. Gets in the paint on offense, distributes it to Hero and Johnson, and if you help up, he drops it off to the bigs who just dunk it. So it'll be a big defensive test for us, obviously in a very, very tough environment against the best program in our league and one of the best teams in our league this season.
You talked before a little bit last year about not letting games get too big. This is obviously one of the biggest of big. Do you have to balance that? How do you feel about it?
No, that's what we talk about. I've said this before, the bigger the game, the narrower the focus. So you got to lock in on what you have to do. You got to lock in on doing your job completely, doing your job as well as you can do it, and you got to block out all the external stuff.
Is it natural, though, for guys to get maybe
Of course it is. It's natural. So you've got to keep everything as routine oriented as you can and as narrow as in as narrow a lens as you can.
Earlier this week they all stepped up in weight class this past week.
Yeah, we're going up another weight class now.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you were able to get 2 wins in the previous weight class, how much confidence is there?
It was good. I mean, we needed those. That was a huge win at State, and then beating Auburn. Auburn's a tough matchup for us. They played, one like we caught Auburn sleeping. They played really well. They were ready to go. Banged in a bunch of threes, and so I thought it was, it was a good week for us. But the more you have good weeks, bigger weeks are ahead, and so that's what you want to do. You got to keep building and keep building. So, we won 2 big games last week, but nobody cares about that. You got a big game tomorrow, and then the next one's a big, so you just kind of keep it going.
How about you as a coach? I mean, as competitive as you are, going against a Kentucky, I think you called it a standard bearer for the league, matching with Calipari.
I mean, yeah, they're the best program in the league. He's a phenomenal coach. He's won national championship. He does a great job with those guys, how hard they play, how well they are defensively. To get his teams with the young guys to play like they do is extremely, extremely impressive. Me having kind of gone through it for the first time this year gives you even more appreciation for just, he doesn't get nearly enough credit for how good of a coach he is. I know, he's a phenomenal basketball coach. What they do on offense, they play to their strengths. They give their guys space and let them move and let them make plays in that space. And then the way he has them connected defensively and how hard they play defensively and how they just shrink the court on you defensively. I think they're giving up like 55 points a game or something like that their last 5 or 6 games, and it's even less than that at home almost. And so, what he does with his clubs to get them to be connected and guard like that is extremely, extremely impressive. I have a newfound appreciation for how hard, for I've always thought he's a great coach and does a great job, but I certainly have a newfound appreciation for that.
That was leading to my question. When you have to rebuild the team, like he's doing every year, you're doing this year. Have you found out what's the hardest thing to do?
What I was just talking about, getting them all on the same page, which we're all on the same page now, but sometimes you like to be a little bit quicker at that, and then just getting them connected and some of the the way they run their offense, the way they run their defense, you have no idea they've got Hagens as a freshman point guard out there, Johnson's a freshman, Hero's a freshman. They have got Reed Travis, 5th-year senior, and P.J. Washington, who's a sophomore. But he's got Washington playing at a high level. Washington's playing as well as anybody in our league right now. They bring E.J. Montgomery off the bench. They bring Richards off the bench, who started for him last year. 5 quickly. They bring him off the bench. So, he's just fit the pieces together very, very nicely, and his scheme's very friendly to what they're doing.
So as what you're trying to do this year, what's the hard thing to do?
Getting them all connected defensively is the hardest part. communicating and connected defensively.
Well, how do you approach halftime? And specifically changing.
What a question.
A lot of you had these runs put on, but you guys have always been able to come out and counter or adjust. Is there a lot of teaching going on at halftime?
Yeah, I mean, we a little bit of both. We watch film at half, so we watch the other team's made shots and kind of how they score and what they were doing to score, and then we make some obviously some offensive and defensive adjustments. I try to keep it very simple. I don't want to make more than 3 adjustments on each end, so we take a lot of information in and then just try to boil it down into the 2 or 3 things that maybe they're doing that we weren't expecting that we need to adjust. I'm very wary. I don't like to do stuff in games we haven't practiced. Some coaches will just throw stuff out there that they haven't worked on or haven't practiced. Even if I have we got a couple plays I want to run against Kentucky, and Going to draw them up out of a timeout, but we'll walk through them tonight at Kentucky. Well, I will have at least walk through it with the guys and say, all right, here's we're going to walk through this. We may use this, we may not, but I at least want to have walked through it before we draw it up. And so at halftime, I try to see what they're doing that's going against our scout and try to make any of those kind of big picture adjustments then, and then the smaller stuff we can adjust during the game.
How has your team been able to respond to that? Being as young as they are, it seems to, been able to mentor.
Well, we kind of need to, so a lot of times it comes at a good time. They're on a run, and we just need to recalibrate and kind of slow things down. I thought the 3 Trey hit before that, there's a big difference mentally going down 1 score or going down 6. I thought that was a big 3 that the Trey hit there before the half. And, for whatever reason, we've been decent out of halftime.
You got a little sloppy towards the end of games the other day. I think maybe Georgia throwing ball away. Is that a concern now?
That's a concern, but we'll get that corrected. We've talked about it and watched film on it, and we shouldn't make some of the mistakes we made when we have a timeout. We had 2 timeouts, and we got a 5 count with a timeout, which is not something that you want. And our spacing was a little bit off, and so we'll get that stuff corrected.
You guys have erased double-digit deficits in 4 of your last 5 games. I mean, it's obviously not death knell for you, but when you're going up against a team that's not
Yeah, we're not going to get as many possessions, and we're going to have to shoot it better. We're not going to be able to just go grab 20 offensive rebounds against Kentucky. So we're going to need to make some shots. We're going to need to be, we're going to need to keep it within a working margin. We're not going to be able to get down, 16 points, 14 points, whatever it's been in each of the games. We're not going to be able to get down all of that and just chip our way back in against a team like Kentucky. We got to keep it within working margins.
The way Tremont played against Jerry this last game and now going against Higgins, I guess how big of a difference is it for him going against a bigger guard like that?
Well, I mean, it's different, but Tremont, he's answered the call. He played Peters the game before. He's played some really, really good point guards, and Higgins is a excellent point guard, and maybe as good as there is in our league. And so, that's part of why you come to the SEC. You're going to play against great players. We're going to have Trey, going against Higgins. We got Nas going against P.J. Washington, and you got Cavell against Reed Travis, 2 fifth-year seniors transferred from Pac-12, and so you've got good matchups all over the court, and that's why you come play at a high level.
Tremont was back in the gym after the game. I mean, is that pretty much usual?
How'd y'all know that? Oh, okay. What now? What's the question?
Just, I mean, his work ethic and doing stuff like that, is that you pretty normal? Or is
Yes.
that,
Yes, usual, normal.
Have you ever coached in Rupp Arena as an assistant or head coach?
No, I've been there multiple times, but I've never coached there. A lot of my family's from Harrodsburg, Kentucky, which is about 45 minutes outside of Lexington, Mercer County. Next county over. Huh? I've never been to a game there. No, I've walked around in it. No.
Nas's endurance and his ability up and down the floor, is it the patience that he's letting his game come through him?
He's just been great. He's just, it takes time to adjust. It takes time to adjust. I mean, you guys are all, he's a talented guy. He plays so hard. He wants to win so bad. He does so much for our team, both offensively and defensively. He covers up a lot of mistakes. I mean, I could show you some clips where he's stunting off a non-shooter at the Auburn game to give us time to get back. I mean, he does just he has such a IQ about him. He doesn't miss a rep in practice. He's out there I have to tell him to get off so we can let some of our other guys practice a little bit. And so, it's just his conditioning's been built up through that, and he's just got a great basketball mind. He's a hard worker, and he's playing with great poise and great pace right now. I don't know about that. I mean, they got Nick Richards off the bench and Montgomery off the bench, who are just two huge bodies that are like those guys are like Nas and Cavell. So I don't think it matters starting, non-starting, but it's going to be a physical game in that paint. They got four good big guys. We think we got four good big guys, and so.
How big of a role do you expect those two to play?
I mean, we're going to need them to play extremely, extremely well. There's no secret about that. We're going to need those guys to play well and stay on the court.
I'm sure you always feel like you do this or that better, but playing a team of this caliber as where you are this season, are you pretty happy with your ability to go in there and compete with them? With the way you're playing?
I mean, we're going to have to play better. We're going to have to play our best. We're going to have to play, a consistent, complete 40-minute game to go in there and, and compete. We've been good on the road, but it's different, different weight class here, playing in front of 23,000 people there. So, I'm pleased with what we've done so far, but we're going to have to play, a complete game and much better. Now, we don't have to play a perfect game. I didn't say that. We don't have to play perfect, but we're going to need to play one of our better games, a complete 40 minutes. We're going to have to stay connected. Kentucky's going to make shots. They're going to go on runs. Trav's probably going to dunk it once or twice. So I mean, we're gonna have to just stay tight and do what we do and hang in there, and let's get it to a 6-minute game, and then we'll play it out. We'll play it out from there. But we're gonna have to be very good with the details. We're not gonna be able to, give up anything baseline out of bounds or sideline out of bounds. We're gonna have to be really, really good on kind of the game within the game stuff. We did that against Auburn, and we're gonna need to do that there, and just kind of hang in there, and then see if we can kind of make a move there late.
Does the style of games that you played leading up to this help, whether it be Tampa with Auburn,
Well, I mean, Kentucky's lethal in transition. They play a lot faster at home. They get out in transition. They're so quick. Now, when they get in the half court, he does a great job, like I said, of making sure he knows who's getting the shots and getting shots for the right guys in the right space at the right timing. So we're going to have to get back in transition, which we didn't do a great job of against Auburn. Our transition defense left a lot to be desired. And then, certainly we're going to have to guard, physical screening actions in the half court, which we've done at times this year within our league. So, I do think we can win different style games. And I think this game will be a little slower probably than what we've been playing or what we've been used to. And we're going to have to sit in there and get ready to try to grind it out in a tractor pull if that's what it takes.
Were you preaching to your team whenever the opposing team was starting to put together a run? Is there anything you emphasize on how to stop that momentum?
Well, I don't like to use timeouts. I've been using more timeouts. This is 2 straight games. I've used 2 in the first half, and I hate using timeouts because I like to save them for the end so we can, what we were talking about earlier, so we can kind of coach them through the end with the young team and kind of micromanage the game at the end, so to speak. But when you got to burn them, you got to burn them just to calm the momentum down. Certainly, if Kentucky goes on a run, we're going to burn as many as we need to hang in there as long as we can hang in there. But really, it's just a matter of calming them down and understanding, hey, this is why they're going on their run. We're not getting good possessions. We're not getting stops. We're not rotating through our point, whatever it may be. It was different things on Saturday. And this is what we need to do to correct it. Let's get this corrected, and then let's have a really solid possession this possession. Let's win this possession, have a really solid possession this possession, then we'll come back down and try to win the next possession, and then just, keep playing, volley back and forth from there. Good possessions, and try to string as many of those together as we can. It's really just kind of calming everybody.
It's a good thing about these last few games with players, they feel like they can win no matter what, and it's a bad thing. They feel like they can win no matter what.
Yeah, you've got to be careful. I tell our guys all the time, we got to be careful that we don't, that you don't think you're a gamer, that you just can't practice, and when the lights come on, you're going to show up and everything's going to be okay. But I think our guys certainly understand that this is different tomorrow night. This is going to be different, and we can't go in there and do some of the things we can't let Kentucky go on a 17-0 run like we did Mississippi State. We can't get down 16 like we did against Auburn if we want to hang in there and give ourselves an opportunity to win.